I know.
Well, actually, I played everything. I'm Finn Murray. I play rhythm guitar and sing.
I'm Caden St. John, and I play the bass.
I'm Travis Crawford, and I play the drums. I'm Donovan Cogswell, and I play the lead guitar.
My dad had always emphasized this story about Prince growing up, about like, if you ever become like a musician, just never use your real name. And I'm like, word. So I'm looking for an artist name because I knew I didn't want to do my real name. My name was going to be Jude originally. Like, that was the name my parents were pretty hard set on after Hey Jude, Beatles. And my mom was recommending like a last name. It's like, well, your grandma's maiden name is like Borelli or something like, I don't actually know what it is. And so I'm typing in like Jude B blank, Jules B blank, and up comes Jules Bonnot, which is this French gangster from the 1800s who was the first guy to ever have a getaway car. So he's this French gangster. All his friends called him the bourgeoisie because he liked like fancy clothes, which I'm a big clothes guy. I mean, I got fancy boots on, whatever. But so that even tied into it for me a little bit. And then I kind of like the idea of like, if that was the first time you'd ever heard the name, you wouldn't think, oh, that's like the guy, you know, it could be my own, I could kind of steal it. So then I gentrified the last name to Bonnot instead of Bonnot. Yeah, and that's where we are. So, obviously originally it wasn't like a band, it was just me as a solo artist. And I just kind of knew, like, towards the end of high school, college is not the move for me, I think. I'm really digging music. Like, that's the only thing in my life that's really having like this big, like, profound impact to the point where that's something I want to pursue. And then, spent like all of senior year just trying to write stuff in this bedroom. And then the world ended, and then I wrote my first actual songs and put them out. Magically, started getting like medium attention. Like, when you go from 100 monthly listeners to 1,000 monthly listeners, you're like, this is the biggest deal ever. Also, especially like early on, I was so embarrassed at the idea of someone hearing me at all, especially singing. Just knowing that like everyone's home and like they can probably hear me singing, or God forbid I want to freaking be kind of loud lyrically. It just felt like so embarrassed and so cringe for so long. Especially if it's anything sad or it's anything of any context. You might as well just be like, hey mom, I got a crush, or like, that's exactly how it feels every time. That was like one of the hardest things for me to get over, like, as a musician, because it was like I was writing these like full song instrumentals, like it's fully there, I can have lyrics if I want them, and I just was not recording them because I would hear myself sing and be like cry, whatever. My dad was in town like 2 weeks ago, and I was kind of going through it, writing this like pretty sad little acoustic-y song, and it's just like, hey, can I show you something cool on my phone? I'm like, sure, Dad. And it's literally just that, like, you can open, you know, when you have like all your tabs open, Finn, look, you don't have to like slide up fully to switch between apps. I'm like, that's so rad, Dad. That's so cool. Aren't you so glad you showed me this right now? I'm like, so I live with just my mom, but she's a nurse. So she works a lot and often is gone for like long periods of time. Oh, she's gone at work. I have today off. I can sing, I can record all these songs today. So that's something I kind of get around it now. But oh Lord, especially, it just was like the worst. I was like, so bad. Shoot, can I come up there?
This is where we cook Matt.
Like Breaking Bad.
So they essentially kidnapped me way back when, and that's why I live here.
And I decided to stay. I don't know why, but this guy torments me. But I was like, I get a barn door out of it. I might as well.
Hey, MTV.
Welcome to our crib.
Come on in. We call it Quote's house because he lives here all the time.
His name's Quote. This is the living room.
We live.
We do our living here. We watch some tube. Watch the telly.
We got Blu-rays. This is all Caden stuff. He uses the dishwasher. I hand wash my stuff, so it's always full. We keep everything that we need on deck. Calf's liver and pizza rolls. Keep it at a respectable temperature at all times. So foreboding.
Right here is where the magic happens.
Oh, you guys ready for the interview? Hey, I'm Caden.
No, you're not. Get out of the chair.
What do you mean?
What are you doing?
Hey, wait, hey! Come on, get out of here!
I'm Caden St. John, and I play bass for Jules Bonnot, and I am the one who is hosting Getting Better Fest. I've hosted music festivals before, 2 of them. We call them Fella Fest, with a similar lineup. All 3 of the artists that are playing here have played Fella Fest before. My dad owns this company. They stamp metal parts, and there's just a bunch of big open space. And so on days where there's no work there, my dad was nice enough to let us utilize that space to host this festival. And so that almost felt like practice for this. But yeah, I've had a music festival in mind for a while, and obviously the shooting impacted my decision to choose the Trauma Fund Festival.
Over 100 911 calls into our dispatch center of an active shooter at Dalton High School.
4 students lost their lives in the attack, their friends now bearing the burden of grief.
So I was there, and I got pretty lucky. I was pretty close to where it happened. I heard everything, and I saw people start running, but I was right next to a door. So me and my good friend Drew, we just ran out the door, seeing all of our friends running and crying. It was a pretty surreal experience. We almost didn't believe it at first. We thought, I heard the noises, but I thought it was something was going on in a class, or somebody just shut a locker. I didn't realize what was happening for a sec. And it just didn't feel real. The charity I selected was TICTI, stands for Trauma Institute, Child Trauma Institute, and they specialize in administering trauma-centered therapy. Yeah, I chose this just because I know a lot of people, even beyond the shooting that happened, I know a lot of people that have a lot of trauma, and I've seen the ways that it can affect people, and I want people to know that there are resources they can access. I want people to know that people want to help them, and they're not alone in this. And yeah, I think the community as a whole has a lot of healing to do, and I want to try to do anything I can to speed up the process of the healing. So my parents used to live at the house next door, funny enough. And that was where I grew up and spent most of my younger years. And this house was their dream house, but it's quite large. It was really expensive. They couldn't afford it. And several years later, it went on the market for an astonishingly low price. And they were like, we can't pass that up. We found out it was owned by drug dealers, and they didn't pay their mortgage, which caused the price to go way down. The value was crazy low. And there was this other house on the property that hadn't been finished, and we made a deal with my grandparents that if they fixed it up, they could live here. And they lived here for quite a few years, and eventually they retired from their job. So now they live in Florida, and this house was empty. So me and Donovan we're in college, and we thought hey, we could get the roommate experience. Want to just live together in this house. And at first it kind of just seemed like a crazy idea, but we actually did it. Now we're living together.
Right here you can see we got the cow ceiling. Used to say low ceiling, but now there are cows on the ceiling, so you make do.
Well, you tried. What's the deal with your room and the door?
Oh, yeah. This sexy barn door, 100-year-old wood, is my room. Go inside. Make my hair look all good and sexy.
So I don't have quite as much for you, but I feel like you might be.
Wow, okay. I am Donovan James Cogswell. I am the lead guitarist for Jules Bonnot. I got into Metallica through one of my brother's friends at the time. Oh, I just remember they came over with their guitars and they jammed out. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is pretty cool. They're really good. And at the time, I wanted to learn an instrument, and I really wanted to learn piano, which retrospectively, I'm glad I learned guitar, because my dad decided to give me guitar lessons instead of piano lessons. And at first I was like, really? But I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. And then I wound up loving the guitar. So many fans have asked how I get my ruggedly good, handsome looks, being the sexiest person alive. And I just always say it's natural, baby.
That's going in there.
Really? Oh no. Okay.
Whenever I want to restart, I should go. And then the hit is after 2. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey guys, can you just get it this time? Yeah, come on.
Did like an actual live festival where all of us played full sets, and I'm like, hey guys, I need a band to do this. So Caden and Donnie are in a band called Fictional Violence, and I had messaged them and I'm like, hey, would you guys be willing to learn like the 8 or 9 songs that I have so we could play this? And that was the original band formation there.
Yeah, Fictional Violence was essentially his backing band for the first show.
So then we got Travis.
Looking back, it's a little creepy, but like I watched like the first Fella Fest in 2020. Like online. I was like, I watched it.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know this
But
at all.
I didn't know that. I had never even talked to you guys, but like I had just started going to Oxford like for high school, and I was like, wow, there's like actually people like playing music, like this is so cool, I'd love to be friends with them. And then we had physics together. Yes. Like I had physics with Caden and Donnie. I was like really shy, so like I wasn't doing myself any favors like trying to make friends at all. But Donnie, I like the seat assignment was next to Donnie, and Donnie doesn't let you not talk. So then randomly Donnie's like, hey, we're going to Steak and Shake after school today, like with Caden and somebody else too, I think. And I didn't feel like we were like friends yet, but I was like, okay, cool, they want to hang out with me, like this could be fun. I got this idea and I was terrified. I was like, oh my goodness, they think I'm like this loser, like clearly, and they're gonna like leave me in the Steak and Shake parking lot. Like I was convinced, I was like, there's something wrong. Like I'm gonna go meet up with them and get in their car and go to Steak and Shake, and they're just gonna like drive away. And I was terrified, and it ended up being just like the chillest thing. And we went to Donnie's house. And then I told you guys that like months later that I was.
Yeah, that was so funny.
Yeah. And then, well, this is like before I'd even asked Travis to be my drummer, is that they're like friends at this point. And we went to some choir show, and we're all getting food at like Culver's after. And I'm sitting with Caden, and Caden's like, hey, this is my friend Travis.
Yeah, I had never met him.
We'd never met. And Travis sits down, and Caden turns to him and he's like, hey, Travis, this is Jules Bonnot. And I'm like, he's like, oh. And Travis, what's your favorite Jules Bonnot song?
And I was like, I'd never heard a single Jules Bonnot song. I'm sitting here with Finn, and Caden's like, so what's your favorite Jules Bonnot song? And I was like, I don't know. I felt so bad.
I just want to clear the record. I totally knew exactly what I was doing in that moment, and I just thought it would be funny.
Oh my goodness.
And it was.
It was.
And now we're in a band together.
Oh shoot. My room is always messy.
I don't want to be smiley. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
I can't look at you. No, you stand over there. No, you stand this side, and I'll look there.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, for now, that's fine.
Okay. Well, that feels weird. Okay, no, it's good, it's good. I'm Travis Crawford, and I play the drums for Jules Bonnot. Yeah, so my first main instrument, well, the first instrument I picked up was a ukulele when I was like 11 or something. So pretty late into the game, actually. So then I started playing the piano around that same time, and yeah, that was my main instrument for a really long time. I got this piano, and I would just constantly be playing. So for a long time, it was the only thing on my radar, but then as time went on, I also picked up the bass and the guitar, and I had wanted to play the drums. It kind of felt natural to be playing something else because I've always tried to be kind of a multi-instrumentalist, and the drums always looked fun, always something I wanted to pick up, so it was kind of like just an opportunity to learn another instrument. And I also think live drums and having a drummer can bring a lot to Finn's music in particular, because just having somebody who's only thinking about the drums can spice up the drum parts in the rhythm section as a whole, rather than just having the program drums that he used before. So I think it kind of brings a new life to the band when we play live, and when we record with live drums, it just kind of has a lot more organic of a feel to it, which I really like. All four of us have just distinctly very different tastes. Like, I like a lot of electronic music, or even like folk music are my favorite genres.
Strokes are probably like one of the #1 most influential bands for me.
Jeff Buckley.
Vern Rumsey, the bassist of the band Unwound.
Yeah, 1975.
Josh Dunn from 21 Pilots. Bjork in spirit, I feel like.
Frank Ocean, just as a prolific songwriter.
James Krivchenia, his feel, it's unlike anything I've ever heard.
Classic post-rock bands like Godspeed You Black Emperor, of course, they're heavenly.
So just like the different perspectives as far as taste go, blend like a little bit. It's very much so not an obvious thing. It's not like Donnie's playing like metal riffs in our pop songs, but you can still feel a difference in just the way we all approach the music, which I think adds to the band a lot.
All right. Oxford obviously means a lot to me. This is my home. This is where I grew up. And I can't thank Oxford enough, and I just wanted to give back the best way I could. Oxford's really been through a lot, and I just wanted to try to help, even if it's just a little bit. Just to let the people know that they're not alone, and there are people out there who want to help them and who want them to get better.
Like, and we're by far in the best iteration of Jules. I've been in all of the
Yeah.
with different instruments. This is by far the best we've been.
It's really cool being able to come to rehearsal and know that everyone is doing their best to just serve the song and make it as fun as it can be to play and to be watched even is really cool.
This is awesome.
I feel like we're to a point in the band that we're all really comfortable, and I feel just really open and comfortable to like bring any suggestions, or like something that I feel like I kind of am bringing up a lot is like our song structure, trying to make that more interesting with just whatever ideas I have. So just like, it just feels like a really open canvas, I guess. And I think you can kind of feel the collaborative aspect of it in our live shows especially, and hopefully our album this summer.
He usually will tell me the bass line, and a lot of times it is very simple, just following the route, and I'll expand upon it as I go. And I'll just kind of be playing, and just like mindlessly I'll start adding things. It's a very different experience, but it's very fun.
I think like the key truly is this like hard lack of ego. It's not like I'm not coming in being like, you guys playing my music and you're coming to my shows, blah, blah, blah. It's like, hey guys, this is a song that I have. What would you do here, here, and here beyond? These are the kind of the chords and chord patterns we're doing within this song.
Yeah, and I feel like, especially having a front man without that kind of ego, it allows for all of us to have our personality shine at different points, which I think is the best quality of having multiple musicians in a band.
Yeah.
That's what makes a band a band.
Yes. Right now, I'm extremely fortunate to be playing with the dudes I am. Going in and having everyone know that the intent is to make the best song or best performance you possibly can, and that there's like so lack of ego, especially with this group of guys, is just such an insanely rad experience. I feel very fortunate to be able to be working with dudes that like just care about playing cool music.
Oh yeah, I always got a pre-show shave. You gotta make it look good. You gotta make it look clean.
Is that part of being the sexiest man alive?
Oh, always. Sorry if I ruined it. It's echoing in a way where it is filling the room. So
Wait, give it 3.
Wait, Caleb, yeah. It's been taller than me?
Yes.
Are you like 6'2"?
6'1".
Wow.
Okay, just give us pre-show thoughts. How are you guys feeling?
Pretty geeked. Setlist feels firm. I kind of want to cut you loose. I kind of want to like right the second even.
Okay. Well, let's replace it with hard to
Shall we?
explain.
No.
Here's okay.
I veto.
I'm nervous about everything.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Beyond that,
We're pretty psyched though.
yeah. Also, this is like the most professional like an event here has been. I mean,
Yeah.
this is a business. This is not a venue.
Yeah.
That's
We've
what makes
held
it so cool though.
2 shows here. Well, it's 3.
Yeah.
This will be the 3rd.
This is the 3rd. And we've never had a stage. We've never had any mixing boards or anything. Or like
Yeah.
this is just it's such a big step up from the other shows we've played here. So I'm pretty psyched about that. The fact that we're actually gonna sound good and all the instruments will be audible.
Like when we go and do a show, did we prepare enough is never a concern. Because every time we come to rehearsal, I'm like,
It's like we just
we literally just run the full set list and kill it every time.
we're kind of awesome.
We're kind of so.
You know, people compare us to the Beatles, Led Zeppelin. I'm not as worried about us messing up our performance as I am worried about if the crowd will like it or not.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Not
We
really
have
bands, but-
Sam and Stations.
Sam and Stations. Hi.
This is Aiden. He makes new wave music under the name Stations.
What are you most looking forward to about playing this show?
Well, I'm just really excited. It's going for a good cause. I'm really excited. I know that there's going to be
As opposed to all the evil cause shows. This is Sam Schwab. He makes music under the name Samus. It's like lo-fi, hip-hop.
Beast
Very
Destroyer
cool.
Special Access.
Exactly. And then this is Drew, who Drew features on a few of Sam's songs as well. I do. So he's here performing.
I just wanted to say thank you all so much for coming out tonight. You guys can come closer. We really appreciate all your guys' support. All the proceeds for this event are going to TICTI, which is a Trauma Institute and Child Trauma Institute. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this brief because I want to get the show on the road, as I'm sure you guys all do. But I just want to say a few words really quick. Oxford is a beautiful place. It's where I've lived my whole life, and the people here and just everything about the town has really shaped me into who I've become today, and I can't thank everybody in this town enough. And it's been pretty sad to see this community going through such difficult times, so I just wanted to do anything I could to give back to the people that have done so much for me. So yeah, thank you all so much for helping me realize this goal. Like, wow, there's a lot of you. This is awesome. And to all you out there, just know you're not alone. There are people that love you and that want to help you. And yeah, I love all you guys. You guys are amazing.
And I love you.
How you feeling, Caden? I'm feeling great. It was a good set.
Yes, it was.
I'm happy with how the audience received the new songs. They seem to have really liked it.
I forgot to go in the drop team before. Oh, I noticed. And then forgot to come out of it. It was super fun. You guys noticed when I dropped? Was he?
Danny's in the bathroom. Jenny doesn't care. Chatting up his girlfriend. I didn't